What if I told you that there's one number that will tell you how fast your money is moving, how quickly it comes back to you, and how soon you can do your next deal? It's called cash on cash return, and it is one of the most powerful metrics in commercial and multifamily investing. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how to calculate cash on cash return, why it matters to you, the individual investor, and thirdly, how it ties directly to the velocity of your money. If you get anything out of this video, understand that concept, velocity of money. And lastly, you're going to witness through several examples I give you that the faster your money moves, the faster you're going to build wealth. And along the way, if you have any questions at any time, feel free to text me directly to Peter to 833-942-4516. Let's get started. All right, real quick, I want to share with you how cash on cash return changed my life. And if you follow these concepts behind me, it will change your life. All right, so number one, it helped me retire from my engineering job decades ago. Okay, my primary focus at that time to get me retired was to focus on higher cash on cash return deals. Okay, these were deals that cash flowed, where I could raise the rents and where I could force the appreciation. And that led me to developing the concept of putting velocity on the money that I had. Okay, now appreciation was secondary. Okay, that was secondary. And the reason why is because cash on cash return deals, if you focus on them, they will pay for groceries. They will pay for your medical insurance, okay? They will help you with your son's tuition. That was my case, and etc. So it's tangible money in your pocket, okay? That you could buy groceries and buy things. You can't buy groceries with equity. You cannot pay for tuition with cap rates, okay? So cash on cash return had to be the focus if you want to retire and change your life too, okay? So cash on cash return, the whole theme of this is, for me, it gave me liquidity and a certain lifestyle that I always wanted. Same thing applies to you. All right, so next I want to dive deeper into what is or how to calculate cash on cash return. Got questions? Simply text the word Peter to 833-942-4516 and we'll help you. Let's start off with what is cash on cash return and why it matters to you. Here is the formula for cash on cash return. It's very simple. It's your annual cash flow of your property, okay? The annual cash flow divided by the cash invested to purchase it, okay? Let me give you a quick example. Let's say you have a 12-unit apartment building. Let's say your down payment was $100,000. You invested $100,000 to buy this property, and every year it cash flowed $10,000 per year. Okay, so we'll do the simple math. The annual cash flow divided by the cash invested. So the annual cash flow, 10,000, divided by the cash invested, you do the math here, it equals 10%. Okay, that is how simple it is to calculate cash on cash return. This does not include any tax benefits, so this is all pre-tax, does not include any depreciation. So there you go. Cash on cash return equals annual cash flow divided by cash invested. The next thing I want to do with you is share with you, this is really important, why does this matter? Let's do that next. Next, let's dive deep into why cash on cash return matters to you, the individual investor. Here's why. Simply put, it tells you how efficiently your money is working, okay? These are your hard-earned dollars. What are they doing out there? Are they just sitting in your pocket, or is it working to create wealth for you and cash flow? Or you can say, if I invest X dollars into a deal, how much cash am I getting back per year? That's another way of looking at cash on cash return, okay? How about this? How long does it take to get back my cash invested? That's another definition of cash on cash return, because isn't this, wouldn't you like to have the answer of this question? The faster you get it back, the faster you can put it back into buying another deal. And lastly, it's your return on investment, also known as ROI, okay, which is a prominent performance indicator on the property. A low cash on cash deal isn't so attractive. A higher cash on cash deal is attractive. So it's a performance indicator. Let me give you a quick example. I'll use the same 12 unit apartment building that I did a few minutes ago. You're going to invest, remember that? You're going to invest $100,000 into the deal. Okay. So a 6% cash on cash return means you're making $6,000 per year. If you go to a higher cash on cash return, 12% cash on cash return, that equates to $12,000 per year. Okay. Got it so far? Here's the big question. How does all of this tie into the concept of velocity of money? We're going to do that next. Every successful commercial real estate investor has a mentor. Get mentored by me and my team by applying to be our next protege. Click the top corner. Here we are with the velocity of money, which is probably my all-time favorite term in real estate investing, all time. And the reason why is the faster I put, the more velocity I put on my money, the more I could reinvest, and that eventually helped me leave my job. Okay, so let me explain this to you. Okay, the velocity of money. Velocity is how quickly your money returns to you so that you can reinvest it. Okay, so your money goes out and then it comes back and you can reinvest. So back and forth, building up your portfolio through high cash on cash deals. I will give you a great example of how to turbo boost and how I turbo boosted my money, my velocity to help me retire. I'll give that to you example in a second. But let's say if your deal produces a 100% cash on cash return, okay? And then you're going to get all your money back in 1 year. If it produces a 50% cash and cash return, you're going to get it back in 2 years. Do you see the formula here? With a 25% cash and cash return deal, you're getting your money back in 4 years. And with a 10% cash and cash deal, you're getting your money back in 10 years. So the key point here to understand is the higher your cash and cash return, the faster you're going to get your money back. Got it? Okay. So that is the concept of velocity of money. So important. Okay. Now, here's a big question. What impacts or what affects your cash and cash return? We're going to do that next. All right, here we are with what affects your cash and cash return on your deal. There are many factors that impact greatly, okay, can greatly impact your deal. I'm going to go over them right now. All right, so the first factor is purchase price, okay? So the lower the purchase price, the higher the cash and cash return, okay? Down payment, okay? The lower your down payment, the higher the cash and cash return you get. Interest rate, so important, okay? And it's because interest rates are elevated today. The lower your interest rate, the higher the cash and cash return you get. All right, next is your rental income. So as your rental income increases, so does your cash and cash return, okay? Next is operating expenses. As your expenses go down, your cash and cash return goes up, okay? Now, here's something very important. Creative financing, which I believe we're the best at, okay? When you have a creatively financed deal, the better you execute that strategy on creative financing, your cash on cash return can explode, okay? Lastly, if you're working on a value add deal, okay, and this is how I retired, on value add deals, the more you can smartly leverage these value add deals, your cash to cash return can go through the roof. Okay? The question is, how is this possible to send your cash and cash return through the roof? How do you turbocharge it? We're going to do that next. Next, I am going to share with you how to turbocharge your cash on cash return with a cash out refinance. This is something that helped me accelerate the leaving of my job, my retirement from the corporate world. Okay, here's the process in 6 steps. Okay, all right. First of all, you're going to buy an apartment building for $1 million. I'll just make up a number, okay? You're going to invest $250,000. Again, most lenders will want 25% down. So you're going to buy for $1 million. You're going to put down your down payment $250. So you're going to owe $750,000 to the bank. Okay, so follow the principle. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to raise my net operating income by raising the rents and the controlling expenses. As you raise your rents and you raise your NOI, you also force the appreciation of your property. Okay, so you're going to force the appreciation. So after a year or two or a few years, now because of my higher NOI, my higher rents, my property is now valued at 1.4. Okay, bought it for $1 million. Now a few years down the road is worth 1.4. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is do a cash out refinance. It's the same concept of doing a cash out refinance on your house. Okay, let's say you buy your house for $100,000. Now it's worth $200,000. You can go back to the bank and get money out of your house. Same concept here. Okay. Now here's what the lender would do. The commercial lenders will lend you 75% of the new value. So they'll lend you 75% of 1.4 million. Do the math. So they're going to give me a new loan of $1,050,000. Okay, 75% of this. Now my new loan on this at closing, I'm going to pay off my original loan. Okay, that was my original loan. I'm going to pay it off. Okay, and then I get to keep the remaining. So the difference between the new loan and what I pay off goes into my pocket. Okay, so I get to pocket $1,050,000 minus $750,000. I get to pocket $300,000. Okay, the beauty of commercial real estate. Okay, can't do this with single family homes in a couple of years. All right, so now I've had closing costs and other things I have to pay for. So out of this 300,000, I'll get probably around $250,000 at closing. Okay, so next, the most amazing part is at this point I have all of my money back, right? So I'm pocketing 250. My original investment was 250, so I have it all back. Okay, so all of your cash invested is back. Okay, that's 100% return, right? You get it back. Okay, now if you do the math here, and now in your situation, remember the cash on cash is your annual cash flow divided by money invested. Now that you have no money invested, now your cash and cash is infinity because there's nothing invested. And guess what? You still have the property. That's the beauty of commercial real estate. Okay, got all my money back. I still have a cash flowing property that's worth more and getting all the tax benefits. So the last step is to reinvest the 250,000. Okay, so and that's exactly what I did. I bought a property, I increased the value, I made it worth more, did a cash out refi, got the money back and bought another property over and over and over again. Okay, and this example here is, I call this velocity of money turbocharged. Okay, that's exactly what this is. So hopefully you can understand this concept. I made it as simple as possible. Okay, the next question is, now that you have an understanding of what cash on cash is, what impacts it, and how to turbocharge it, what should you focus on next? I'm going to talk about that next. Ever wondered how pro investors find and analyze deals for maximum profit? How to secure financing even if you're a beginner? Or attract and keep tenants for steady passive income? Commercial Real Estate for Beginners delivers simple, actionable steps to master it all. Tap the link on the top corner for your free copy today. So there you have it. Cash and cash return is more than just a number. I hope you see that by now. So real quick, I want to give you a couple of calls to action, nothing big, but I really want to have this sink in to your mind and to your heart and to everything that you do on your future deals, okay? Number one is, do you see now how focusing on cash and cash return can directly impact your liquidity and lifestyle? Do you see that now? Okay, number two, don't just focus on your cap rate and your deal appreciation. Instead, I want you to make your primary focus on how much velocity is on your money. And I'm sure by now you understand that concept, right? Velocity of money, how soon it comes back to you, how fast it moves, so you can do your next deal, okay? And lastly, do this for me. I would love to hear from you, okay? If any part of this video helped you understand cash on cash return, do me a favor, put it in the comments box, anything you want, or you can text me directly to 833-942-4516. I just want to hear from you. Let me know if this has helped you, because that's exactly what we're here to do for you all today. All right, thanks everyone. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click the like button. As I mentioned before, put a comment in there for me. We will really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at the next video. Would you like to work with me? Every successful commercial real estate investor has a mentor. Learn more about my Protege program right here.